Watching Andy Stanley's video for the first time when he started talking about margin, I was like, that is it. That's the part I haven't been able to put a name to it. You know, it's not like I wanted to make a lot of money or you know, cut a lot of money. It was just having that margin to be able to live your life the way, you know, you're supposed to.
We've always been setting aside the 10%, but something that we've noticed recently is that we have an account set up for that 10% of giving, but it hasn't all been utilized. So it's almost like we've been setting it aside, but we haven't actually been giving it away.
Well, before the life group, it's always what's left over. And the whole concept, people in the group would talk about that they do it first. They tithe first and then pay their bills. And that was a whole concept, because that's not something that I've done.
Realizing that we are rich was a real paradigm shift for us, and especially for me. I'm kind of in the financial background, so I like to think I'm good with money, but it's really taught me that I'm not good with money, and I need to make sure that the first fruits are God's.
I didn't think I was rich. I thought I was about average, you know. And understanding that blew me away. And I realized that I have not been generous. I've been hoarding my money in my savings account and saving more than 10%.
Well, I grew up in a family that I felt like was very generous with our time and with family and friends, and we were definitely 3S givers, not 3P givers, and so the idea of tithing to me, it was always something foreign or something I didn't understand.
I've just had to pray and trust God. You know, I don't have enough, or I didn't have enough money to pay my insurance, so you know, I didn't care. I gave God my tithe first, and I just waited because I just trust God.
My problem a lot of times was spending. You know, you see something, you gotta have it, kind of this perceived obsolescence of your stuff. And I was like, for me, I have to get rid of this stuff and learn to live at a more like a baseline and be happy there.
And the whole thought of, I always think that I don't make that much money in my career, but through this class, to hear what where other people are, we are in fact rich. And I mean, it just was amazing to me.
I changed my giving to that more percent that I had in savings. So I feel a lot better towards God. I feel like I'm not as selfish as I was.
I was entrusted with this money to do something good, and it's not just mine, it's not mine. So to make it a priority to do that first and give first, and not what's left over on Sunday.
Text my wife and I was like, hey, let's start getting our brains going of where we want to give and how we want to start giving, because a lot of people that say what I just said about, you know, let's pay off debt and then we'll give later, it never happens again. And so if this was a mistake, I want to start doing it again.
You need to be progressive, and as your situation changes, you're giving a little bit more away because you don't need all of that extra money just sitting around.
Looking at what we're spending our money on and making sure that we're being good stewards with that, so we can be good stewards with the first fruits of what we give. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing that I think we'll be looking at in the future.
Because ultimately it's not, our money is not ours, and it's not for us to spend, it's for us to use for God and His kingdom. And that's, again, it's just a shift in how we think. So it's been really eye-opening for both of us, and we're gonna make some changes, right?
Yes.